is walking through your door. But please don't piss us off. Remember, we pay for your floor.
Hello, and we are the We Pay For Your Floor podcast. I'm Sarah.
I'm Phil.
And I am Andy.
Yay!
We're finally back recording.
Yay!
It's been too long.
And hopefully, this sounds a little bit better than normal.
Ooh, yum.
Because we've got a new mic layout. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike,
Hi,
the only
Mike.
listener. Thanks, Mike. The We Pay For Your Floor podcast, sponsored by Joan. Thanks, Dan.
I really hope that was actually from her.
Why-
That'd be quite wonderful.
Why did you lock eyes with me?
The idea that the two things your nan has said to you in the last few months is, I'll sponsor your podcast and fuck your granddad.
Probably, yeah, that's very true.
Were those in the same sentence? I'll sponsor your podcast and fuck your granddad.
Answer that.
I have realised your nan is like like Charlotte Doubray talks about petty all the time.
Yeah.
Your nan is like the living
ultimate.
embodiment of
She is
petty.
the pinnacle of petty. It is unreal. It is.
We should get a
I
plaque
kind
with
of
that.
stand.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
It's kind of marvellous.
It is quite
in
impressive.
some ways, yeah.
So I thought I was stubborn, but it's been like nearly 50 years. It's impressive. It really is.
Anyway,
Yes. So today we have games, topics, games.
we have fun
and
times
fun
galore.
times galore.
Fun not guaranteed.
Alright, first thing I need to do, because I need to tell you, I've been sitting on this
tell
for
me.
days.
Tell me what is
I need
it?
to tell you about this man from work.
Okay. Okay. The beginning
I'm
of the
laughing
limerick.
already. I'm laughing
Oh, the
already.
beginning of the limerick.
He knows what's coming and he's probably still gonna laugh.
Wait.
So, 'twas a Wednesday.
Okay.
'Twas
I'm
previous
already
Wednesday.
entertained. Twas a Wednesday.
I was stood, for those of you who maybe don't know, I work in a coffee shop. I'm not going to tell you which one, but
Starbucks.
it's no, but it is a coffee shop that is quite big here in the UK. Anyway, yeah, so I was on the coffee machine, just kind of minding my business. I've just made a coffee. for someone.
Luxuriating.
And
Just
this
lying
guy
there on the
came in.
machine.
I didn't see what he looked like until quite a way into this interaction, but colleague whose name I won't say, but he's lovely, was on the till.
It's a very interesting name.
This man
Lovely.
comes up to the till, but I'm looking at the coffee machine, so I don't see what he looks like. All I hear is this from behind me. I'm going to try and do his voice as best I can, but it was fucking wonderful. He goes, hello, what delectable delights do you have for me today? To the man on the till.
For the purpose of the tape, Sarah's mouth is agape with wonder.
Yeah. So then, colleague goes, oh, well, what is it exactly that you're looking for? And he said, I think something yummy and refreshing would be wonderful. And colleague's like, oh, well, we do have drinks called refreshers. It's in the name. Maybe they'll be good. Maybe you like those. And he's like, oh, well, where do I find those? And colleague goes, well, they're up on the menu board. We make them ourselves. They're just part of our summer drinks. But he also noticed, from what he recounted to me, because we discussed the interaction after, the guy had been looking down at the fridge, which is a little bit way down from the till, and so a colleague was like, oh, if you want something from the fridge, you can go and pick something out of the fridge. I don't know what he got. I didn't make him a drink, so he must have got something out of the fridge.
Yeah.
I don't know if he got food as well. But came back up to the till. He went to my colleague, I must say, young man, you are remarkable at your job. And it sounds sweet. This is going to go places.
Oh, okay.
To which Colin was like, oh, thank you very much, that's actually really nice of you. And he said, no, I mean it, you're truly wonderful at your job. It's so nice to see a young person really giving it their all at work. And this is actually really sweet.
This is very
This
sweet.
whole time I've been stood in the corner trying not to laugh at this man's voice. I'm just stood there. I was doing
Dying.
I was doing the thing I do when I'm trying to distract myself, which is like I vigorously clean. I'm just like, wipe the coffee machine, clean it. I don't care if it's already been wiped, wipe it again.
Just
Do
keep
not
cleaning.
look at this man.
Just keep cleaning.
If you look at this man, you will laugh.
Yeah. This
So anyway,
giant mustachios.
So I'm just doing my best not to look, just cleaning. Anyway, yeah, so colleague was really grateful. He's like, oh, thank you so much, it really does mean a lot. I do try my best to be nice to the customer. He's like, well, it really does come across, it's really remarkable, something like that. And he goes, because, not everyone is like that in this world. And colleague was like, yeah, I know what you mean. He went, well, you see, all the people I know, this is the following sentence that came out of his mouth verbatim. Well, all the people I know in my life are all paedophiles and rapists. At this point, I am deceased. I am in the corner, just crying with laughter, trying to muffle it with my arm, just right in the corner, just like, don't make him look at you, just make yourself look small, just try and muffle the laughter. And my colleague, understandably, is like, oh, okay. And then he's like, no, it really is awful. There's so many paedophiles and rapists out there in the world. It's truly horrible. He went on a rant about paedophiles with a queue of people starting to form behind him. And he goes, but no, it is wonderful to see there's at least one fine young man working at this cafe in the city centre. And then he left. It was
bringing joy everywhere he goes.
A remarkable experience.
Do we know his name?
No! All I know about this man is that he talks like that, and apparently he knows lots of paedophiles and rapists.
Which, coincidentally, brings me on to a somewhat related story from my work in the past week.
Is it the same man? If he's not named Humphreys, that's a serious one. Or Winster.
Well,
Winster.
Unfortunately, the gentleman I was speaking to...
Henderson. Sorry.
The gentleman I was speaking to
Britain.
was not quite so interesting.
Okay.
In fact, he was a cunt.
Okay.
That's the nicest way I can put it.
I love a good cunt.
He was unnecessarily aggressive.
Okay.
Over
the phone?
Yeah, over the phone. He was like, everything he said just had a good layer of malice behind every word he was saying. Like, every sentence was just... he wasn't asking me to do something, he was demanding it, and his tone was just very... No, I want to change this. You're going to do this now. Is it? Yeah, hello. How can I help you? You know, tell me a bit about what your fucking account is first, and then I can load it. Well, rather than ranting off 15 demands that you want to look into and change, most of which are already covered anyway. So if you just read your documents, we wouldn't have to go through all of this. But people don't read the things that we send them. Is that I've had lost track of the amount of conversations I've had with people where it's like, you want to renew your insurance policy? Lovely, great. Have you received, read, and understand your documents, and are you happy to proceed with the renewal as listed in your documents? Yeah, it's fine. There's been no changes. I just don't like the price. Is that okay? Is there anything that I appreciate what you just said? Is there anything that we need to change from what's specified on your documents that we need to look into for you? No, nothing's changed. I just said that. Okay, nothing may have changed for you personally, but we as your insurer have made changes since last year. Why would you do that? It's all documented on the last 4 pages.
That you said you've read.
You know those big up and down green and red arrows that show things that have increased and things that have decreased?
Wow.
No, I didn't look at them. Oh, really? Okay. Do you want to have a look over them and call us back, or go through them now?
Yeah.
But this guy was just very aggressive, and he wanted to ensure that things were insured correctly on his policy, specifically a load of what we call high-risk items.
Okay.
So anything that is a piece of jewellery, a watch, a collectible, or an artwork. I want to make sure these were insured correctly. Now, if they're worth less than $1,500, they're covered within the property as standard. That's fine. These were all worth more than that, so you had to list them individually as to exactly what the item was, with as much detail as possible, and the value of them. Went through a whole rigmarole of finally discussing that only these 3 items that he wanted, were to be left on there. And when I got to confirming what they were, was that because he'd already gone through a partial quote with somebody else, so it was just these 3 paintings that was left on his policy that needed to be listed. And I was like, sunset or whatever it was, something else, and I think a self-portrait. That one's the most interesting when you find out who the artist was.
Okay.
These were 3 paintings by one Rolf Harris.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this man was
Speaking of paedophiles, right, I see, yes.
very adamant that he wanted these paedophile paintings insured.
Well, okay.
So as soon as I saw that name, I was like, okay, maybe you're so. Maybe that explains why you're a cunt. You're so protective.
By Rolf Harris.
You're so protective of these paintings, and you just don't want anyone to know about your Nazi persuasions, perhaps? I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but
I will.
fuck you.
I'll do that for free.
If he was pleasant, if he was a pleasant nonce, I wouldn't have minded as much.
That's a fucking quote.
I still would have been like, oh, really, oh. But, you know, it's your own property, fine.
Yeah.
But he was a twat.
Yeah.
So he was like, can you hurry this up, please? I've got things to do. I was like,
Why call?
why call if... and this was a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think it was the same day.
Yeah.
So we're dead on Wednesdays. That you can get through to us easily on the lines. It's not like Monday morning where everyone wants to call for some fucking reason. So it's that I need to do things. And I need to as well. I need to check through all of this information, and I deliberately started slowing down. I need to check through all of this information to make sure that you are covered correctly. Otherwise, in the event of a claim, your claim will either be reduced, so you won't get the full payout amount, or it could possibly be outright rejected. So I need to make sure that everything is set in the right way for you, and then I deliberately went over more information than I needed to.
Piss off the person on the other end of the phone, you idiot.
Yeah.
I love your ability to be petty sometimes.
I love pettiness.
I'm politely petty.
Yeah.
That is petty, though.
Unless they start talking over me, in which case I will snap and shout at them. Is that, as I've already said 3 times, no.
You know
and then I leave it in silence for about 5 seconds.
I wait. And they'll stop talking and they'll go, hello? Oh, yeah. So as I was saying, and I'll just repeat myself as if they never spoke.
I had one woman who was like, kept interrupting me. Was like, will you please let me finish? I was like, oh, yes, certainly, sorry. So I let her ramble for a few seconds, and I just stayed silent.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I'm sorry, I didn't realise you were finished.
Fuck off. What's the point?
Yeah, so that's
I love customers are fucking annoying.
I'm gonna get into so much trouble eventually. My manager doesn't care. It's like, no, I sent a message to the group chat, and one of the managers went, "Ha ha! The customer's a dumb idiot."
Yeah.
I had one woman call up on Thursday. It was either Thursday or Friday, wanting to renew her policy. Which lapsed in April.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
At time of the call, it was the, I think, 10th of August.
Why are you looking out the window?
I was trying to check the clock, the calendar.
He can tell the dates gone by looking out of the window.
Ah yes, it's April.
I think it was like either the 10th or 11th of August.
Yeah.
At time of the call.
Wow.
Her policy lapsed on the 4th of April.
Oh, love.
No, I can't reinstate that for you. Why not? Well, it's just a little bit past the 14-day cooling off period, given that it's over 4 months.
Wow.
So what does that mean? We'll have to go through it all over again. And then she was very unhappy that I had to go through a brand new quote.
It's not your fucking fault though, is it?
Because, again, this was just an example of a person being an arse, so I deliberately asked for more information than I needed.
Yeah.
I could have used a lot of the information on her old policy to fill in the questions for the new one, but because she was being awkward, I was like, no, you're going to give me all this information and we're going to go through it from scratch. I'm not going to help you at all.
No.
Because I need to make sure it's as accurate as possible, otherwise you're not going to be insured correctly.
Just my handsome petty man.
Yeah. Anyway, you had a game, I believe. Shit! Before that, Sarah, how's your floor?
Oh, well, it's too late now.
Good.
It's been 6 hours.
What's your topic?
It's been 6 hours.
I don't know. Mould.
It passed this 15-second rule.
Yeah, it passed the 15-day cooling off period.
You did tell us that your wall sort of fell apart.
I mean, my wall has fallen apart because of a mischievous dog.
Did that affect your floor in any way?
It did. Actually, no, it didn't. It's quite a hard floor.
Ooh.
I know. But yeah, it's half
Solid.
rebuilt now. Half rebuilt.
You're refurbishing it.
Oh well, the people started building it on the Thursday, stopped at about 4 o'clock, and haven't been back since. And it's been a full week. I mean, Thursday, not this week, just gone.
Oh,
the week
okay,
before.
that's fun.
So they left their bricks everywhere, all over. There was like a brush
fun.
off, and yeah.
Is it listed? Is it a listed
I
property?
don't
or
think it's listed.
you
I just
don't
think it's
have-
old as fuck.
It's just old. You
It's
don't
just
have to
old,
rebuild it.
And the landlord needs seriously, the whole house needs a revamp. There's a lot that needs doing to it, and I just think it's standing up.
Are you
you
still
know.
happy there at the minute?
Yeah, we're all right. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good floor.
It's a to be fair, it is a nice house. It just needs updating. That's
The
the word
attic,
I was
I love the
looking for.
attic.
Yeah,
The
the
attic's
attic's
awesome.
lovely, but it just needs updating. Really, that's
Yeah.
all. It just needs updating. So I think it's just yeah. But yeah, you have a game.
Yeah, I have
You have a
a
game.
topic that I really want-
Topic?
I want to
Topic.
discuss this before I forget
Mhm.
because it's to do with dreams.
Ooh.
Dreams can come true.
So, if I remember rightly, I have never discussed my penchant, if you will,
For vigorous donkey bumming.
for having extremely bizarre dreams
Extremely bizarre dreams. Okay.
on a semi-regular basis.
On a semi.
Mama Semi.
The reason I'm looking at my phone is because
They can't tell that. This
No,
is audio, dear.
the reason I'm looking at my phone for the purpose of the tape is because I recounted this most recent dream to Lizzie, which is what inspired me to want to
Okay.
do this topic. So I've had some very, very weird dreams in the past.
Okay.
Some highlights include I once, and the point of this is I want people to chime in with their dreams
Okay.
as well.
Ding.
Any specifically funny or weird ones that you remember once I've gone through.
Yeah.
So some specific ones that I remember were the one where the world was made of Lego, and aliens invaded.
film. That's a film.
Aliens invaded.
That's a film.
I was a young teen when I had this dream.
Okay.
Aliens invaded, and to try and escape the aliens, I decided to dive into the sea, forgetting it was made of Lego, and crack my head open.
Oh, don't do that.
That's
So
That's
all the
silly.
things were Lego, but all the people were humans.
The entire world was made of Lego,
Wow.
apart from people. Yeah.
oh well, you'll be dead soon anyway because you won't be able to eat
I'm about to
anything.
say you won't be able to eat anything. Do stuff that comes out of your body also turn into Lego?
I'm not gonna lie. I had this dream well. over
How
a
does the
decade ago.
toilet work?
I don't know.
Blocky.
Oh.
Do you shit Lego?
That's what I mean. I was like, if everything, because technically the Earth is made from old shit.
Like, if the sea's turned into Lego, that means that there's just Lego in the taps.
Yeah. How would that fit?
That's an interesting dilemma. There's Lego in the taps.
That sounds like a band.
Potential title there.
Yeah. Lego in the tap.
Oh.
I'll tell you what weird dream.
I will
If it was
say,
those really small pieces,
I have
of
a
course you
quote.
could shower
I have
with
a
Lego.
Yeah,
quote from
it's
my
a little
most recent
secret
dream
piece.
coming up that I feel like is going to be a title contender.
Go on.
But anyway, yeah, we'll get there.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah. So
I had a dream not last night before that I started an LGBTQ revolution.
oh okay.
Yeah. It
Because
was,
as we know, you are gay adjacent.
I am gay adjacent. Yes.
Gay Jason.
Gay parallel.
You are gay adjacent.
I am gay Jason. I had a dream that all the gays, LGBTQs, pluses were kept in a circus.
As they should be.
Kept in a circus, and I was trying to start a revolution to get them out, because they telling them to rebel against the circus master or whatever, because they wouldn't rebel because they were scared. And I started a revolution and managed to, like, what's the word when you not trifle?
Medal.
No, when you help people escape.
Liberate?
Liberate.
Free?
No, what's the other one? Well, you
Corrupt?
not shuffle. Smuggle. There we go. Smuggle all these,
Traffic.
all the trafficked, all these gays.
So,
Out
for
of
the
the
purpose of the
circus.
tape, what we're learning here, ladies and gentlemen, is that Sarah in a dream was a gay trafficker.
I was getting them all out the circus and whatever, and I managed to like start this revolution, and everyone left this awful circus, and the church that was supposed to be helping me after they got free, please, would not help me now that they were all free because there was too many of them, and I had to make a speech to the church to make them help again. And
You can make me help again.
But to make them help again, and by the end of the dream, they were helping the community, and that was the end of my dream.
A gay circus really puts a new meaning to the phrase big top.
How long were you sitting on that?
Hey, that's what she said. Hey.
May I continue with my list?
I'm sorry, darling.
No, it's fine. It's shit whenever you want.
Yeah.
Well,
Whenever.
Other examples of ridiculous dreams. I once had a dream when I was quite a young kid that the cat that we'd not long since gotten, who I was quite iffy of, it took me ages to warm up to him.
But you put it in the microwave
a lot
for 3
of my
minutes.
dreams involve things trying to kill me, I've learned. The cat gathered another army of cats to try and kill me because it didn't like me.
Was it like that Cravendale advert with the cats with,
cat with the
thumbs?
A little bit creepier than that, but yeah. I once had one where, I remember this one. We were living here when I had this dream, and I told you about it when I woke up. I had a dream where
I probably laughed at
Phil,
you.
you probably did. Me and Phil were holidaying on an island that was like, I think it was in the future, and it was basically this big square island where each quadrant was a country of the British Isles.
Right.
Or of the United Kingdom, sorry.
Yeah.
But it was all like metallic and sort of cyberpunky.
Yeah.
And we were holidaying in the Wales area, I believe.
We were holidaying in Wales in Minecraft UK.
Cyberpunk Wales, yeah.
Okay.
I went swimming. I don't know where you fucked off to, but I went swimming. And we were... this... Again, thing's trying to kill me in all my dreams. Apparently I just want to die. That's a bit.
But then
You
again,
want to be chased.
Yeah,
we are.
maybe that's
Chase
it.
me.
This group of terrorists kept like breaking into the swimming pool I was swimming in.
wait, they kept breaking it.
Well, I'm getting there.
Terrorists are
I'm
named for
getting
breaking
there.
into the local
Let
swimming
me
pool.
explain. I'm getting there.
How many attempts did
Because-
they have to make?
Because every time they started killing us, time rewound back to when just before they broke in.
You were in a terrorist swimming pool time loop.
Yes, essentially. That's an interesting title as well. And it turned into this almost like a game where I was like trying to navigate everyone so we could hide to get away.
Yeah.
And each time it rewound, we had to try a new method because that one wasn't working. So at one point, we all... For some reason, the changing rooms are in this big circular glass room with like these cupboards around the edge, which were the only parts that were concealed. And we were hiding in those cupboards, and we were being really quiet until somehow a snake came out of one of the changing rooms, and a girl screamed, and then they found us. But anyway, we ended up breaking out of this swimming pool. I think I dove through the glass floor into the pool or something like that.
Okay.
Went outside. That's what.
This is very dramatic.
Oh, you're not even at the end yet. Got out of the pool, escaped the terrorist, turned to my left, and Lady Gaga was filming the music video for her song "Marry the Night," and I made a cameo in it.
Of course she
And then I
was.
woke up.
I
would
remember
be
you telling me
interested-
about the Lady Gaga dream now, yes.
Yeah,
I would be interested on Lady Gaga's point of view of that dream.
yeah.
Guaranteed.
Maybe that was a shared dream.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was a shared dream.
Maybe she was the one rewinding time.
That's
to
what
help us
that would not
escape.
surprise me. We all know it's not her. It's Cher that does that.
Yeah, because she can turn back
She
time.
can.
Oh, no, she just asked if she could turn
if she
back
could,
time.
yeah.
It turns out Gaga's the one who can.
Yeah.
Gaga can.
You have to go through generations of divas. They've been working on it like some sort of magical ritual.
That's why
program.
Madonna's so jealous of, because Lady Gaga and Madonna famously do not get on.
Oh, do they not?
No, they don't.
Oh.
And maybe that's why, because Gaga got the time powers that Madonna.
Madonna's very angry because she sacrificed her eye to the
For
cauldron.
fuck's sake.
The eye.
The eye of Madonna!
That's a story.
She does only have 4 minutes to save the world, so it makes sense that she wants that she wants more time.
And it took her ages to start those 4 minutes because she was all hung up.
There we go.
Oh, speaking of dreams with snakes in them, though, because you mentioned there was a snake in the
Yes.
changing rooms, the only dream that I vividly remember, and I think I've mentioned this before on the podcast, but I've certainly mentioned it to at least Andy, possibly you as well, Sarah, is the time where I dreamt I was going to a restaurant, and for some reason I couldn't get in because I'd forgotten some important ID documentation, so I had to go to the post office to get the documentation. I then ran through the streets to the restaurant after having a very annoyed old lady sort of confront me in the post office about taking up too much time in the queue. I was like, it's not my fault that they couldn't serve me quick enough for you. Fuck you. So then I ran down this street, couldn't get in the front door, so I decided I'll go in the back. I bustled in with the chefs, and the chefs were like, what are you doing? No, what do you want? As I was going to have this, but I haven't had a look at the menu yet. I was like, go sit down, you daft bastard. They sit me down next to Danny DeVito. I start to
makes
order
sense.
my food. I look at him. He's now a snake and he eats me.
I vaguely remember the Danny
Sounds like a
DeVito
dream.
snake dream now.
Sounds like a dream.
Well, I don't know if he eats me. He just lunged at me, and then I woke up.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Like Danny DeVito snake just...
DeVito snake.
Yeah!
That's real scary.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's real scary.
My stories are getting better. I told that quick.
Yeah.
First time I told that, it took half an hour.
Other ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Again, apparently things like to kill me in dreams. I had one where...
Have you been killed by a Danny DeVito snake?
No, I haven't.
Answers on a
our
postcard.
old performing arts team. I had this dream when we were in France on a school trip in Brittany.
Right.
We were staying at my French teacher's house that she has there.
Is this the thing about the being horny in the French villa?
No, that was.
But it's the
that
same-
actually happened.
it's the
same
same
holiday,
holiday.
same trip. I had this dream where the three of us who were on this trip, the three students who were there, all had the same performing arts teacher as well. So I had a dream where our collective performing arts teacher got possessed by a voodoo doll that then made her try to chase me and strangle me. And I ended up diving into this. For some reason, my school now had a giant lake with a crashed plane in the bottom of it.
Obviously.
And I dove into there,
Don't
found
all
the
schools?
doll, and drowned the doll, which killed the teacher.
Oh my God.
What, Phil?
That's just a Wednesday, isn't it?
That reminds me of another one. That happened at the same school. This is like all the school that I used to go to. A lot of my dreams have Lizzie in them as well, I've realised.
We're learning a lot about Andrew today.
Yeah, we had one. I had one where we were at school. I was going to my music class. For some reason, Miley Cyrus was in the middle of the field singing her song "Fly on the Wall," which, if you remember that, that's a throwback. But as I was walking past, I heard what sounded like sort of voodoo chanting. So I looked to my right, where there was now a gap in this fence that wasn't there. It was a building normally. And my entire theatre group were there, dressed in furry costumes, but not like proper furry costumes, just like animal costumes, like kiddie ones.
Yeah.
And they grabbed Lizzie and were swinging her around like when you do the thing where it's like a leg and
right, yeah,
thing.
leg
They were doing
around.
that,
Yeah.
but doing like voodoo chanting. And then one of the eldest guy who was in the theatre group at the time was basically doing a speech, which ended with. This is for committing treason or something, and then they threw into a dimensional portal, and I woke up.
Right.
Wow.
Well, that
I'm
was
not done yet. I have a few
What?
I have three more to talk about.
Oh my god.
Another one that I had whilst here was that I was stuck in a giant sponge factory, and I had to escape it like it was a platformer. Like a platform game.
Oh, right, okay.
So at one point, the main part I remember is vividly, there was a giant gap between these two metal sort of platforms that had a door on either side, and the only way to cross them was to go across these giant sponges that when you stepped on them started tipping. So it was like running across these giant domino sponges
Kinda
to
like
get to the
Takeshi's
end.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Takeshi's
kind
Castle
of.
to the
I
White
don't,
House.
I don't
sort of thing.
remember much else from that dream, but I remember that bit. Now, the two most recent ones that I had. I had both of these like within the last week. One of them I did tell you about. Was I had a
Good.
dream where Phil took me to a album promotion event for Dreamcatcher, where 5 of the 7 members were there.
Yeah.
I think the other ones who weren't were. I think Xiu and Handong weren't there. Oh, it might have been Dami. I think Handong was there. But anyway, so
Handong better have been there. She's the best one.
anyway, right.
Just
so
for the name.
at this event, 5 of the 7 members of Dreamcatcher were there. There was like a pre-show thing. We were sat in just in the audience. It wasn't a big event. But like then they announced them. They came out. I started crying because obviously I was like, oh yeah, Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
And then after they'd sort of done a performance, I needed to go to the toilet. So I went to the toilet, came out, and then Sua from Dreamcatcher, who's one of my 2 favourite members, was just there.
Yeah.
Also, I think she'd just come out of the girls' toilet.
Yeah.
And I just sort of was completely starstruck and flabbergasted, and then she noticed and was just trying to say hi and be nice to me. Then she gave me a hug, and then we had a selfie, and we spent about 10, 15 minutes just running around this area, just having a laugh, taking the piss.
That's actually very sweet.
Yeah, she was really nice in the dream. She was very nice to me. And she was like, her English was quite broken because Yuki-on's the one who speaks English, but she was like, oh, thank you for coming. Really appreciate all our fans around the world, that sort of thing.
Pepsi 3.
Cancel Pepsi 3. That is a thing that they said in the video. It's quite funny. I'll show you later. Anyway, she went back to the group. I went with her because she was like, oh, come on, I'll let you meet the rest of them. So she took me to the other 4 that were there. And Shion was there, who is my other favourite. She's my favourite vocalist.
Yeah.
And I, again, was quite like, oh my god, it's Shion. Shit. And I don't think this is a thing in real life, but apparently in Dream World, Dream Shion didn't like being hugged, and I'd forgotten this, and I went to give her a hug, and then she pulled back and was like, no, I don't like hugs.
Yeah.
And then I realised that apparently this was a thing in Dream World, and I forgot this, and I got really embarrassed and cried out of anxiety that I'd made her uncomfortable, and then I woke up, and it made me feel weird for the rest of the day, because I was like, oh, I made Shion uncomfortable, even though it didn't happen. And then the last one. Wait, I'm just going to read this verbatim because I told Lizzie this entire dream. Or the main bits I remembered. And the final quote is fucking wonderful. So, I told Lizzie I had a weird dream. And every time I do this, she's like, go on, tell me. Because I tell her all of them. And I was like, right, it's fucking weird. Strap in. I'll remember it as best I can. So I put... we were at this hospital / venue. It was both for some reason. It was like a concert hall / hospital.
Useful, I find.
For a D&D session in person for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm reading this just verbatim from the message.
Just making more sense.
So I'm talking to Lizzie. So I put you as a DM, but we weren't playing Strahd because one of the players from the other campaign was there. And then a player in the Strahd campaign wasn't there. So I was like, so we weren't playing Strahd, and there were also a bunch of players that I just had no idea who they were. They were just random people. We were playing it as we were walking through the building, having to role play and make rolls on Roll20 as we walked through rooms and halls of patients with various illnesses. The grounds were this really lavish patio with ornate structures and topiary, well kept by what?
Were the patients that you were encountering in these rooms the random encounter enemies, and you were just beating the crap out of some poor woman with a broken leg?
No, but that would have been very funny. The grounds were this really lavish patio with ornate structures and topiary, well kept by this really grumpy prick of a man who was walking around grumbling, saying he didn't like having sissy virgin nerds on his property.
Fair.
And I
can respect
kept
that.
getting distracted by stuff which was annoying you. Primarily, there were these really sick patients who I was really worried about being potentially exposed to whatever they had, and also there was a hot nurse because I'm a slut. At one point, my internet cut off on my phone, so I got kicked from the session on Roll20. As we were waiting for it to come back, I got puked on by a patient. Finally, I got reconnected and made a roll that was terrible, but then Greg convinced you to let me re-roll it because I'd forgotten to evolve my character during my disconnection, so apparently this was Pokemon D&D. Last thing before waking up was the party in a really enormous round lift that had multiple ornate doors in a circle around it as it connected to corridors on each floor.
You like ornate round things, don't you?
A guy with a broken leg came into the lift a few floors up as we were on our way to find somewhere for me to clean up from being vomited on. And there was also a...
For the purpose of the tape, Andy has died.
This was the bit. Oh, God.
You can do it.
I'll stop this is good. Guy with a broken leg came into the lift a few floors up as we were on our way to find somewhere to clean up from me being vomited on, and there was also a cat sucking itself off. To which the broken-legged man started laughing uncontrollably and shouted out loud. How did that cat learn to suck its own dick from the salmon on floor 12? And then I laughed hysterically and woke up.
Hang on, repeat that last line.
How did the cat learn to suck its own dick from that salmon on floor 12?
Implying that there's a salmon that also sucks its own dick specifically on floor 12.
And teaches others.
It is the dick-sucking tutor fish.
And Anyway,
real
I'd like to
fish,
put
yeah.
forward how did the cat learn to suck its own dick from that salmon on floor 12 as the episode title.
Duly noted. Hello, I'm Julie Noted.
So yeah, that was the reason I wanted to discuss this topic, because I was like, I have to share this dream.
That's fantastic.
Would anyone else like to throw their dream?
Your brain.
I've mentioned the only dream that I can ever remember.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're coming up to, well, we've just passed 35 minutes on the recording. Did you want to do another topic, or did you have a news
I can do
story?
some new stuff. Did you have any other dreams you want to throw in?
No,
Any
that's
anything
really-
you remember?
no.
Or just any trends that you find with your dreams or anything.
Oh,
'Cause
mine
dreams
are always
fucking
mixed.
weird.
Mine are always mixed.
Mixed?
Mixed.
That makes it sound like you have mixed
well-
race dreams.
Well, I do talk in my sleep, don't I?
I do as well.
Yeah, Chris says.
know, I've
I
never
said
really
something.
listened.
Did I tell you? Oh, I don't know if I told you this. So Chris told me. In fact, he didn't tell me this. What he did was he messaged the group chat that we have with Kelsey and Ashley. He didn't tell me I said this. What he did was he sent to Kelsey and Ashley. He said, just to let you know, Sarah in her sleep last night says, quote, "Oh yeah, you gotta trust a lesbian with your finances."
That's just good life
I
advice.
found that out through the fucking chat.
I
So-
think your subconscious is
Gotta
telling you
trust
the
a
right
lesbian
thing,
with your
so-
finances, man. It's
Yeah.
all about that and Italian stallion. I've said that before in my
Yes.
sleep. Yeah.
No,
But yeah, that's it.
Am I saying that my sister and I had an argument in our sleep before?
Yeah, you told me that
Have I said that on
story.
the podcast? I
Yeah,
can't
you have
remember.
said that story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was also the one where apparently I woke up screaming, "Where's my wand?" Or I just yelled, "Where's my wand?" in my sleep. So I must have watched Harry Potter or something.
I'll tell you this story and I'll let you move on. So, you know, I worked in California for a little bit. So our
With the man who threw a chicken out of the fridge at you.
that's it, Juanita. Yeah.
Juanita.
the guy who
chicken's
bought you
chicken.
Mexican.
No, the chicken's name. Yeah, the guy who bought some Mexicans. The chicken's name was Juanita. Juanita. So, the staff cabins, and I use the word loosely because they didn't have plumbing or electricity. We had like our rooms, I should say, had a bathroom in the middle, her room on one side, mine on the other. They had no door, by the way,
Right.
either, so you could like see the person peeing. So we stayed up late watching Lee Evans in her bedroom on her bed. I'd fallen asleep. But so the way her bed was, she had a single bed. It was against the wall, so lengthways against the wall, right? And the wall was kind of like wood panelled, like a beige wood panelling. Okay. Now I'd fallen asleep, and in my sleep I had turned over to face this wall. And when I woke up, I genuinely thought for a good solid 10 seconds that I had been kidnapped and put in a wooden box.
Okay.
So I woke
That's
up
distressing.
and had my hands on the wall. I'm going, Natalie! She woke up,
And she's
turned
like,
over and went,
"What you done?"
Sarah, what the fuck are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought I was in a box.
That's a wall, Sarah. It's okay.
And I went
We
to
still
bed.
love you.
It was disorientating. Carry on, sorry.
Okay. Would you like some news?
Are we doing another game, or are we just going straight into the news?
No, I mean we're in it nearly 40 minutes. and-
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I got that right. So I have a few different headlines that I discovered through a TikTok.
Right.
That I had to share with you.
Okay.
So we're going to start with an absolute banger. This comes from I think it's the Sun. It says
Oh.
Sunday. These are just screenshots, but it says Sunday Sport. So I'm assuming it's the Sun or something.
It's a Sunday sport.
Right.
Excuse me.
Banned from Chinese buffet for blank.
Never leaving.
Wanking in the chow mein.
No one likes a wanky chow mein.
Did they shit on the prawn toast?
Oh, that's just
No,
that
they
should be
did.
illegal.
Did they go around and sample everything? Just a little bit of sampling,
yeah.
but they're using the same
No.
spoon or
Did
something.
they
like, eat it
foil
and put it
line
back.
their handbag and empty food into their bag?
No.
No.
But that is genius.
That's what I do.
Did they stay all day?
No.
Did they
you
bring
were
a sleeping
closer
bag?
with something
What,
else.
like sampling it?
No.
What, they shat on the prawn toast?
Did they lick everything?
Did they shit in the middle of the buffet? They,
Did they pee? Did they pee?
they pissed in the Kung Pao chicken.
No, but that's brilliant.
They put a sweet and sour chicken ball in
They
a hole.
dissolved all of the prawn crackers with their piss.
No.
I'd be devastated.
I would be devastated and all.
You were closer with shitting.
Oh.
Oh, did they have diarrhea?
No. They did shit.
They shat. Did they shit themselves, leave it for someone else to clean up, and they just kept going back for more?
No.
And they're just leaving a trail
Oh
of
my
shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did they wear a nappy? Are you
Were they supposed to be wearing a nappy? Did they wear nothing but a nappy?
I'm just going to tell you because you were close
Did
enough.
they fill their nappy with noodles?
Ban from Chinese buffet for shitting in the seaweed. Gran 52.
Gran?
2 bottles.
Did you say Gran?
A granny.
How did she get up there?
Drunk 2 bottles of vodka.
Shit in
She shat in the seaweed.
That's commitment.
That's an embarrassing story. Oh, I can't go to. I'd love to go out for tea, but I can't go for that buffet. Why? I shat in the seaweed.
Like, surely, because
How did she
like
aim?
granted, like seaweed here in Chinese
Yeah.
takeaways and buffets is just fried
Let me show
cabbage.
you the
Yeah.
lady as well.
But oh my, well, hello.
Oh yeah, her name is here, Gran Janice O'Dowd.
Janice.
It must have been an island, maybe.
But
Banned from an all-you-can-eat Chinese for crapping in a tray of crispy seaweed.
Oh,
but
listen, I could
seriously,
destroy a load of
that's
crispy
impressive
seaweed now.
because of multiple things. Like if it's on one of those
Yeah,
buffet
like-
counters,
Yeah.
not only is that elevated,
Yeah.
but it's under either heated or
Really?
under hot
Yeah,
lights.
Yeah.
And then there's metal all around it, so she's possibly got
What
at
if
least
it's one of
second
the-
degree
what if
arse
it's-
burns
what if
while
it's-
shitting
What
on
if it's like one of those
seaweed.
conveyor belt ones and she just went around the conveyor and
She
shat in
shat
the
on a
seaweed?
yo sushi. Imagine getting that on the tray.
As it went past you, onigiri.
This is funny looking
onigiri.
sashimi.
A
Shit.
52-year-old lady shitting in a tub.
Sushi roll.
Right, I'll give you another one.
There's something wrong with me California roll.
Oh.
Hospital dash for Steve
Oh,
after corn snack binge. Knickknacks turned blank orange.
I'm sorry, you've said many words there, and my brain is saying, what? Hospital rush, Steve, corn,
Hospital
knickknacks.
dash for Steve after corn snack binge. Knickknacks
Oh.
turned blank orange.
Oh, skin.
Oh,
Eye
it's just like the
whites
crisps,
of his
the
eyes.
crisps,
Yeah, the-
like
yeah, the
knickknacks.
Skin knickknacks is them made
Yeah.
from corn, aren't they?
Yeah, so,
The
okay.
whites of his eyes.
It's like he's either gotten jaundice or something. He's turned his
He
skin
got
orange.
jaundice from
Like
knickknacks.
either his, like Sarah
fucking love
said, either his
knickknacks, though.
skin's turned orange
Yeah.
or
What's the
his
best flavour,
his
though?
shit's turned orange.
Oh, do you know what? I really like the ribbon sauce.
They're my
I
favourite
really
ones.
like the scampi
I like
one,
the,
and the
tangy
tangy
ones.
one is really good.
They're-
I like
they're my
all of
favourite.
them. They need to make a spicy one. You know what I mean? Kind
They
of like
do.
Doritos.
You just want
They
takis.
do. The orange one is called nice and spicy.
Yeah, that's not spicy though.
It's not,
It's
but-
not spicy.
If it's not tangies, takis. If it's not takis, burn your
Yeah,
face off. Spicy.
if I
it's
can
not.
still feel my face after, then, yeah, it's not worth it. Teeth.
Did it change the colour of some kind of bodily
T-shirt.
fluid?
Fingers.
I'm
Pterodactyl.
just keep these suggestions coming. They're quite wonderful.
Nose hair.
You didn't answer my question. Did it change bodily
No,
fluid?
not fluid.
No, it's not.
not
Okay,
fluid.
so it wasn't.
Shit.
Asshole. His hair.
That's bleached his arsehole.
Did it change his hair?
No.
His eyes.
No.
Where was he putting them?
Did it somehow turn his dog orange?
Dog.
Yeah, I'm thinking abstract here because
No.
who
Front
fucking
room.
knows? Where's this article from?
Also the Sunday Sports.
The Sunday Sport. Oh well,
Sport.
could be
Football.
fucking anything.
Front door. Wife. Turned his wife orange.
Turned his penis orange.
Turned his penis
Close enough.
orange. Turned his penis orange.
Balls.
Knickknacks turned my bell end orange.
How is he eating them?
I don't want to see his orange bell end, Andy.
It's not.
To be
Okay.
fair, looking at his face, he looks like a man with an orange bell end. I will admit.
There you go, Phil.
That's my dad.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes, and on that note, bye.
Bye.
I've been Phil.
I've been.
I've been Andy. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for an actual Sarah and a Phil. But...
Hello, my name's Sarah.
Hello.
And I've shatting seaweed.
Bah!
Bah.
I shat myself the other day, but we can cover that story next time.
Oh no! Did you not wear a nappy?
No, I was stuck on a call at work and I just couldn't hold it in any longer. That's a story for next time. There we go. Finish on a cliffhanger. Oh, shitty.
And until the next episode, we will see you all later.
Oh, I'm going to pick up my keys and go home and endeavour to be the best neighbour I could possibly be.
You better,
because we pay for your floor.